Hello friends, welcome back to the another video lecture of software engineering subject. In today's video lecture, we are going to discuss about incremental model. In previous video lecture, we have discussed what is SDLC, means software development life cycle. What is the waterfall model, means the very basic software process model. Now, in today's video lecture, we are going to discuss about incremental model. Okay, so let's start with it. So in waterfall model, we have seen that software must be very small to apply a waterfall model for it, but in incremental model, our software will be large and we will generate, or we can say we will develop it increment wise. Means in first increment we will give some code or some activity that can be performed by the user. In another increment we will give more functionality. In third increment we will give more functionality, and up to its final increment we will give all the functionalities that user needs. Okay, so let's understand that by a graph. So here we will have some functionalities that user have given. We will divide into some increments. Means software development team analyze the data that what software is to be made. After analyzing, they will generate a plan, and in that plan they will decide that in how many increments they are going to develop a project. So in first increment there will be all the cases that we have followed in SDLC. First stage will be of communication, second will be of planning, third will be of modeling, fourth will be of construction, and last phase will be of deployment. After the first increment, user will have a project with some functionalities that they have described. In another increment, again communication, planning, modeling, construction and development phase will be there. After the second increment, user will have some more functionalities which they have needed. So by increments, in the last increment user will have the fully functional project that they need. So this is the incremental model. Here waterfall model in iterative manner, means here we have seen that all the phases that we have discussed into waterfall model that are being developed. So here we can say that waterfall model in iterative manner will be into incremental model. Initially core working product will be delivered, and in next stages more functionalities will be done into their project. For example, if we are generating a word processing software, or we can say if we want to generate a software in that we can write, we can check spellings, we can lay out our page. So for that type of project, if we choose our incremental model, then we might deliver basic file management, editing and document production function in first increment, more sophisticated editing in second increment, and spelling and grammar checking in the third increment, and in last increment advanced layout capability in fourth increment. So all the functionalities can be divided into some increments, and by each and every increment we will develop some more functionalities into our project. So this is a incremental model. So let's check when we can use this incremental model. So the requirements of the compute system are clearly defined and understood. Another one is resource with needed skill set are not available at the beginning. What are the advantages of incremental model? First one is generates working software quickly and early during the software life cycle, because we will have to generate some very basic functionality for the project. Next is it is easier to test and debug during small iteration. Customer can respond to each build. Lowers initial delivery cost. and easier to manage risk because risky pieces are identified and handled during iterations. So this is the advantage of incremental model. Now let's check drawbacks or disadvantages. So need good planning and designing means if we have a full project idea, then we will have to plan that which are the iterations that we are going to make. Need a clear and complete definition of the whole system before it can be broken down and built incrementally. Total cost is higher than waterfall because each and every step will followed for the each and every increments. This was the incremental model. Now we are going to discuss about RAD model. RAD means rapid application development. So in rapid application development, our communication phase will be there as like our waterfall model. After it, our planning phase will be there as like our waterfall model. But after planning phase, modeling construction will be divided into several teams. Means after the planning, work will be divided for the several teams. Here work is divided for the 3 teams. So 3 teams will be model and construct, model and construct, model and construct. Means work will be divided into several teams. After construction phase, development phase will be there as per our waterfall model. So here you can see that after the planning phase, work is done simultaneously. So if we work together in several teams, then our process will be faster in development. Okay, so that is the name of this model, rapid application development. This will be rapid form. Okay, so here business modeling, data modeling and process modeling will be done by these modeling teams. In construction, automatic code generation, testing and component reuse will be there. In deployment phase, integration, delivery and feedback will be there. But our main purpose is that after the planning phase, our work will divide into several teams, and that teams will do modeling as well as construction. After the construction phase, all work will be merged and it will be deployed. It is a type of incremental model in which components or functions are developed in parallel. Rapid development is achieved by component-based construction. Component-based construction means if we have already made some components that we can directly use our software, so that will be our component-based construction. This can quickly give the customer something to see and use to provide feedback. First phase, that is communication. In it, to understand business problem, that is also a phase of SDLC. Second one is planning. In planning, multiple software teams work in parallel to different system or modules. In modeling, there will be 3 types of modeling. First one is business modeling. In it, information flow among the business. Example, what kind of information drives, who is going to generate information, and from where information come and goes. Second will be data modeling. In it, information refines into set of data objects that are needed to support business. And in third, process modeling, data object transformed to information flow necessary to implement businesses. Okay. After modeling, there will be phase of construction. In construction, highlighting the use of pre-existing software component that we have already discussed, that if we have some pre-existing software component are there, then we can directly join them into our software. Last step is deployment. In deployment, delivery to customer basis for subsequent iteration. Now main question is that when we can use this RAD model. So there is a need to create a system that can be modularized in 2 or 3 months of time. So our answer is that when we have to complete our project into 2-3 months, or we can say 60 to 90 days, then we can use this model. high availability of designer and budget for modeling along with the cost of automated code generating tools. When we have this type of tools, then we can use this RAD model. Resources with high business knowledge are available. Advantages of RAD model. It reduces development time because several teams work in parallel. Increases reusability of component because several teams generate some pure specific component that we can reuse, then it will increase reusability of components. Quick initial review occurs. Encourages customer feedback because we deliver our item very soon. Integration from very beginning solves a lot of integration issues. Now, what are the drawback or disadvantages of RAD model? So, for large but scalable projects, RAD requires sufficient human resources. Another one is projects fail if developer and customers are not committed in much shortened time frame. Problematic if system cannot be modularized. Not appropriate with technical risk are high, means heavy use of new technology. So this is the rapid application development. Okay, so today we have seen two types of model. First one is incremental, or we can say iterative models, in which we are providing our software increment wise, and after it we have discussed about RAD, means rapid application development, that also uses the incremental model. So this is it for today's lecture. If you like this video, then like, comment and subscribe. Also share it with your friends. Thank you, friends.